since he's left me here, and I'm not in a good mood, I just had words with. Why? Because he sneered at my neck. Because I asked him to turn the air conditioning off. It was too cold for me. Here I've been treating my neck for days with scarves, hats, and he had the colossal nerve to question whether this was necessary or not, or if it wasn't just some of my little eccentricity.
I have a new hat, folks. I want you to look at it real close. It wasn't bought for me, but it looks good with this outfit, doesn't it? I mean, it makes me feel so, ooh, yeah, I want to get up, boogie in my pants, like, whoa. Yes, well, I want you to lighten up a little this morning because we're going to go out and get some Kentucky Fried Chicken.
He has offered to buy a Kentucky Fried Chicken.
And it's only 98 degrees, folks, and it's, 8:30 in the morning?
8:30 in the morning. We're going to have to wait a little closer to noon. And he's going to use up his taxi coupons that he has neglected to use until the very end of the month. He has not used one of them. So he has to take us to the Kentucky Fried Chicken, go in and get it, come back out, then he will give the cab driver his coupons. I guess all of them, since he's not used them.
What, are you out of your mind?
Oh, why? Have you got too many? Well, you give him a good tip anyway.
Yeah, for a $10 rate, I'm going to give him $40.
Oh, heavens no. I thought you were going to give him 20.
Oh, yeah, well, that makes more sense to me. Of course.
It's going to be that cab driver's
for a $10
lucky
ride to give him a $20 tip. Yeah, sure. That works for me. I might start driving a cab.
Well, he put this hat on the other day, all in fun, and I said, oh, you've got to wear that hat. Guess what? He took me serious. He dressed up this morning in an outfit that would look good on it, and look at him. He just looks marvelous. And I told him, I said, you should shave, a beard out from under that hat. But anyway, I'm too miserable to even care. I don't even care what's going on, because my neck is not, clearing up. I just hope it doesn't take 2 years like it did before. And then you got smart asses like this saying,
Wait a minute.
You have been certified
for having a bad neck, right?
Yes.
Don't
you just hate
I just asked you a simple
doctors
question.
and would-be doctors.
I'm going to change my name, folks. My last
Dr.
name
MD here questions your neck. They're not in your body. They're not feeling what you feel.
I have a cough. Can you
are you sure you have this neck? And he has an absolute super colossal nerve to ask me this morning, did your doctor diagnose it? Like, well, if your doctor didn't diagnose it, I don't know whether I can accept your claim that you had a bad neck.
Let me see it. See, there you go.
And
right?
I just
no wonder a doctor
snarled
doesn't
at
want to
him.
look at you.
If he felt like I did, when you get this kind of thing, you don't feel steady on your feet. You feel just like, you're going this way, that way. It is not a good feeling. And I don't think it's going to go away for quite a while. So you better be careful how you talk to me. I'm advising you. Because. One moment of silent prayer here, folks. And yeah, you better pray you survive this.
Hopefully I don't get this thing shoved up my ear or whatever, So that's going to be one moment of silent prayer.
Yes.
Here's another thing.
And then he had the nerve to ask
colossal nerve.
When I told him
don't forget the word colossal nerve.
Got jammed in the newspaper box, had the nerve to question that.
I did.
I said, you go down and you struggle with the news box and see what you get. So I'm not in a very good mood. I have still have my sore neck. I'm still struggling with these feelings of, like the world's going around a little bit. And
What you're trying to tell me is that you have someone that's very close to you who's a real pain in the neck, right?
yes, that's
Or
exactly what I'm trying
It's
to tell
better
you.
to have a pain in the neck than a pain in the ass.
I've already got a
okay?
pain in the neck, so
well, I have a pain
don't
in the ass.
need
but,
you to be a pain either.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think, why didn't I see this coming? Why didn't I prevent? Why didn't I? But
Yes, why don't you?
I just lost it. I lost it.
Wait a
I
minute.
lost my I lost my memory of what happens. Why it happened.
Well, fortunately, you didn't lose your memory, so you're pretty good.
So sometimes we do that. Sometimes we just walk right back into the same situation that dealt us misery years before, forgetting how we got that way, forgetting that our bodies are susceptible and unbelievable, or as it sounds, or
with
not.
my track record, I can understand completely what you're saying. I really do. I had been overly married and overly divorced, so I don't learn from my mistakes. I really don't. I just figured, well,
You embrace them and go back and make them again. Is that what you're trying to
well,
say?
that's right. That's when it was the height of insanity. Keep doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. Well, I have learned the fact that maybe I'm not certifiable because I don't talk to a person who could tell me I was certifiable. But I guarantee you one thing, I'm nuts. I really am. I'm nuts. I'm nuts. And
yeah,
but I don't go around flaunting it, like, oh God, I've got it.
I'll tell you one reason why I'm certified nuts. Nobody would believe I had a bad neck. Or, that I had chronic fatigue that causes these things. It goes along with it. Along with the bad neck came chronic fatigue. I could hardly walk. I was one of those.
This is one I saw.
Nobody believed this fantastic
The neck
story.
bone connected to the backbone connected to the pelvis bone connected to the thigh bone,
And I
the thigh
said-
bone connected to the. See that it's all connected. So
Yeah.
if you got a
And
pain
I
in the
said,
neck,
well,
you
okay
can't walk.
then. I can make a case for nuttiness. Sure, I know how to do that.
Well, listen, my mother.
I've been in the nut house. That's usually about all it takes.
My mother did not believe really in MDs, even though she was married to one.
Married
Right?
to one.
Yeah, right.
She
So
found
she would
out
go
they
to
were
chiropractors.
fallible.
Go to chiropractors, right. There you go. So, when I was in high school, maybe I told you this, playing basketball, I don't know, went up for a jump shot or something, and had a collision. It came down on my knee, and swollen up. So I went back to my mom. She said, "Well, we'll take you to the doctor and take a look at that." She takes me to a chiropractor to look at my swollen knee. Okay, are you ready for that? What? I said, Mom, I went to chiropractor. This is some guy who wants to play around with your spinal column, right? What's he got to do with? Well, I like doctor, and I'm not going to say his name. He's probably dead anyway. Well, I said, well, you know what the doctor prescribed? Nothing. Yeah, just about like, take 2 aspirins and don't call me back, okay? This is not part of my job. I don't deal with fortunately, he wasn't broke or anything. It just was bruised. So what I'm trying to tell you is that just because some doctors think they can diagnose everything, and some doctors actually will tell you, I haven't the foggiest idea, you know. I mean, maybe you better go to somebody else.
Yeah, I've never met a doctor like that.
Yeah.
Maybe you better.
I don't know what the.
No, that doctor.
I don't know what the hell.
I'll try to diagnose you. It might take months. It might take years.
Well, and the next question they want to ask is, have you got insurance? Because if you got insurance, this is going to take a long time.
But I can't understand the scam. Well, there is a scam going on nowadays about voices. I mean, if you hear voices, I hear some of these patients talking. They say, "Well, you got to tell the doctor that you hear voices." He asks you if you hear voices. You got to say a bunch of shit. Yeah, I hear voices like that. Now, a doctor will believe that you hear voices a lot easier, and he'll believe that you have a neck. That just, you know, why? Why would they believe that more?
Because they have to have insurance, okay? You get the picture?
I don't understand that. I never thought of telling the doctor I heard voices. But
Well, I hear
I tried to tell.
I hear your voice right now, and I'm not even in the picture, right?
Just like right now, if I do any little task, I can hardly, no. I am truly extremely fatigued. This is my chronic fatigue bout that kicks in. Nobody believes in it. They think it's a phantom. Now, if I told them I believe voices, they believe that I heard voices. They believe every word of it.
I believe I hear a voice right now ringing in my ears. I saw this the other day on television.
Nobody believes in my neck. Not even you asked this morning. Now, what doctor did you say that doctor
Wait a
did
minute.
actually believe you?
Here's the one I really like the best. Oh, I love psychiatrists, folks. They're just wonderful people, you know. And psychologists
Have you ever been to
matter, right? No. Well, yeah, I've been to one. We had to repossess his car back in 1960. He took a case knife and shoved it in his heart while he's talking to his girlfriend on the phone.
I don't
Really
even
a nice
like
guy.
psychiatrists.
Anyway, now wait a minute. Now, wait a minute.
like
Let me
them.
finish this joke. So the psychiatrist, you know, is sitting there and he's making his doodles on the script, and the guy is saying, well, I think I'm doing progress in psychiatry. I think you're doing very good progress. I think 2 times, maybe 3 times a week for the next 2 years. You'll be back to normal. 2 to 3 times a week for the next. Doctor, I don't have any insurance. He says, well, congratulations, you're cured.
Oh, I never heard that before. How come I haven't heard that?
Because you
forgot to tell me
didn't
that.
get around. You're cured.
I don't even like psychiatrists. Why? Because I went to one once, and after about, couldn't have been more than 2
You're not
minutes.
supposed to look right into the camera because you're going to get reprimanded.
And he looked at me and told me that he was going to lock me up. Right then. And I was completely shocked. I mean, I just didn't think that anybody could do that to you. So, you know, I don't like them very well. I tried talking him out of it. I started talking. I knew I wasn't acting exactly normal, but I did not think that that would cause him to lock me up. This is like going to jail. I mean, I thought you had to do something really reasonably bad to get locked up.
Oh, no. Huh.
You hardly have to do anything
all you have to
get
do is
locked
wear
up.
a hat like
You go to a
this.
psychiatrist.
Wear a hat like this and walk out in public. Somebody's going to mug you or lock you up or both.
Mm.
Oh, I love this hat.
So anyway, and I tried to avoid them the rest of my life. You know, I said, they're dangerous people. I mean, you can never tell when take a notion to lock you up.
Well, they had.
And then they have these nasty treatments, like electric shock therapy. And which,
You're gonna put
And
those
I-
where here? Oh, I don't think so,
so
Doctor.
I said I'm going to stay
Hurts.
away from those guys. Never again did I ever go to a psychiatrist unless I was absolutely guaranteed it was going to be safe. The psychiatrist was not going,
Safe? What are you talking about?
And it's just
It's like the spider to the fly. Come on in. Sit down. Let me start weaving my web around you. And you do have insurance, don't you? Yes. Oh, well,
No.
you're going to be in here a
Well, and I don't
long
like
time.
pills either. So, psychiatrists don't like me because I won't take any pills. Well, want to try it? Oh, no, I don't want any antidepressant. I don't want any of that stuff. That doesn't do a bit of good. It doesn't help my neck. And so, and talk therapy costs way too much money, which I don't have. So,
That's why you're cured. You're cured. Bye.
So, I don't even know anything about psychiatrists because I've avoided them ever since. Got locked up that one time, and then I happened to tell somebody else in another state that I'd been locked up, and they decided to lock me up again. And see, then I found out that once you've been in there, you've got a record. It's just like you've been in jail. And people think that you're prone to be, that you should be locked up on a regular basis. That's what they tend to think. That's what they do with jailbirds. They always
Why do
think
you
that
keep
the
pointing at me when you're
jailbird
doing-
should
I'm not
be
a
locked up
jailbird.
on a
I should be
regular
locked up
basis.
probably, but I'm not going to go along with that.
So if you've ever been in a mental hospital of any kind, there are some doctors who are always looking for, your chronic, they'll believe you've got chronic mental illness a lot better than they'll believe you've got a chronic fatigue or a chronic neck problem.
I've been studying psychiatry and psychology for over 50 years. And the only thing that I've been able to figure out is that there is no one particular, if you don't like this one, try this one. There's about 100 different methods of treating psychosis, and unfortunately, from what I've gleaned over the years, is that you can't cure stupid, okay? And that's the way it is. You can't do something in a mind that's already been disoriented, and the synapses don't work anymore, and this doesn't work, and that maybe they were born with this situation. You can't do it, but it's very lucrative, for $100 an hour. I'd sit and, you know what? I sit and talk to you, but unfortunately, folks, I don't get paid. All I do is I gotta suffer for all of the other psychiatrists who don't deserve what they get.
Well,
I'm talking about money, they don't deserve the money
I
they
seem to
get.
fit people's idea of someone who should be mentally ill. I should have mental problems.
Well, honey,
Don't you think? Wouldn't you think so?
do you think
I shouldn't be one that has a bad neck and chronic fatigue.
mediocre?
Nobody would ever think that I work too hard, would they?
I would say no, not ever.
So
I've known you for 6 years now, and I've never seen you work hard.
yeah, but what they don't realize is I was born and raised in a country where they didn't have running water, they didn't have electricity. So I had to work very, very hard.
And you had to get on a horse when you were very young.
Yeah, and I had to do
molested
chop
when you
wood.
were very
I had to chop
young.
wood, milk cows. And this is where I got my chronic fatigue. I was not inclined to work real hard. But being raised in that country forced me.
Well, I was never inclined to work real hard either.
You know how it is.
But I just had to. It wasn't hard, it just, it's one of those things that a boy has to do, But fortunately, I did not have to Didn't have to ride a horse, folks. I rode a pony one time, and it reared up, and I thought, that pony and me ain't gonna get along. And I rode 2 horses after that over the years. Neither one of them liked me, and I didn't like them either. You know, horses can tell you when they don't like you, especially when you're going down a trail and you start hitting the side of the tree, you know, and your legs over here, and they just run into the side of the tree. Oh,
that means they were trying to get rid of you.
That's exactly right. I was hoping.
So they could go back to the barn.
That's exactly right. So horses have.
You disturbed their rest.
I believe I heard the
horses don't naturally like to.
Horse sense before. This horse looks at me and I'm looking at him and I'm going, what the hell am I doing on you? And the horse is going, what is this asshole doing on my back?
So
therefore,
kicking me and trying to get me up the road when I'm tired and I just want to rest. Well, as soon as I got away from
I guess that's horse sense. I don't know.
Who had insisted on having me and raising me up in that kind of country, and I found out there was electricity in cities. I never, ever went back to that primitive living again.
And
I said, there people are crazy that live like that.
We had indoor plumbing when I was growing up.
So, you know, I left the country. I didn't like that, working that hard. That's why nobody believes I have chronic fatigue. It already set in.
I believe.
You don't look like the kind of person that would have chronic fatigue.
Well, I changed it to chronic.
I had it. Once you get it,
What do you
know,
mean you had it?
Can't, you know, I got it when I was 10 years old.
How can you have had something when you still got it? Okay.
Well, if it becomes chronic, that's what it means.
Okay?
Chronic means that it comes back on you.
No, it doesn't mean that at all. It means you got it all the time.
Well,
that's chronic.
Sometimes I don't feel like that.
See, I'm a chronic drinker, so I have it all the time. So that's
you know chronic.
I'm bullshit.
Chronic. Okay.
I ain't kidding anybody about that.
Okay, but today I really got it bad. I got chronic fatigue. Ooh, like
you don't want to go to
along with my bad neck.
Chronic fatigue.
Due to all those drafts I was raised in.
You don't want to go to chronic fatigue.
We didn't have central heating.
Chronic fatigue chicken or anything like that?
Oh yeah, I'll still do that.
Well, it's
you might have
okay.
You'll have to carry me out to the car,
chicken.
The taxi.
No, I'm not gonna do that. You can forget that part.
And you'll have to make sure I don't fall down.
I don't have a 2-wheeler, you know what I mean? I'll wheel her out there.
You'll wheel me out there, wheel me back.
Yeah.
So I'm leaning on the cart now, but if I can lean on you, I can possibly get to the taxi, and then I'll be able to get home, feed my face okay. But unfortunately, my stomach is still in good working order.
Unfortunately.
So, while I am incapacitated, I can still eat.
None of my bodily organs are in good working order.
God damn it, that's all I'm going to talk about, chronic fatigue. Before it makes everybody
now the next thing
sick.
She's going to do is take all the stuff that she has, and she says, "I quit," and there I'm taking
your last
out.
Word, beautiful.
You do look attractive today. I do like the way you look. It's amazing, and I like the way I look too. This hat is just knocking my eyes out.